Dealing with trauma is never planned, but you can prepare your loved ones on exactly how to cope with a few essential tools. A free workshop on this subject matter actually will be offered at the Maker's Place, and here to give us some insight is Leslie Bosserman from the Maker's Place and Shay Walker from Child Action. Always wonderful to chat with you ladies.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
It's always great to have you back. And because you are such a phenomenal resource for families out there, and for those who are not familiar, remind them, tell them about the Maker's Place and how this is such a very, very important hub for families.
Thank you. So we're the Maker's Place is Sacramento's first and currently only co-working space with flexible on-site childcare. So if you are an entrepreneur or you're trying to work from home, maybe you're a remote worker or a freelancer, or you're working at Starbucks or a coffee shop and you have kids and you're thinking, I could work at the same place. We have a beautiful co-working space with Pachamama coffee, fiber Wi-Fi. We're open 30 hours a week for childcare from 11 to 5. And if you're an early morning worker, we also have a preschool program that starts at 8 a.m. And our co-working's open as early as 8 a.m. So people are working there right now. Yeah.
That's great.
So,
okay. And I mean, clearly, we don't have to point out why this is such a valuable resource, because there's many challenges that families and parents face trying to balance that family life and still their obligations and responsibilities, such as having an income. So on top of that, though, you do offer these workshops, too. So not only do you offer what you just spoke about, but you give an opportunity for families to learn and you build these skill sets for them. So you have a workshop coming up, and this one's focused on trauma, right?
Yeah, this one is. So we decided to amplify what we're doing even more this year, and starting in January when we opened the preschool, we thought, well, we have to train our preschool staff. Why not open this up to the community?
Oh, wow.
Like, let's do this and make it more inclusive. So because of that, we don't want to charge for them. There's so many opportunities in Sacramento to go to paid workshops, and we don't need to be one of them. So we decided that with the resources we have, why don't we create a series? So every training that our staff is required to go to, the public can join for free. So this one, like you said, is dealing with trauma. Shay will tell us a little bit more about the content. It's Thursday, March 7th from 5:30 to 7.
Okay.
And again, it's part of this greater series. And the best part is if you have littles and you're like, oh, I'd love to learn about that, or I need that, I want to go, but I have kids. What do I do with my kids? We have on-site childcare for the public for $10 a child.
Wow.
So that's the only thing you would pay to come if you need it.
Yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. So once again, making it very accessible for people.
Yeah, that's our goal.
Okay, so tell us a little more about the trauma workshop. What do you hope that parents learn there?
Yes, so this concept of trauma is fairly new and dear to our heart at Child Action. So this workshop is going to focus on recognizing that trauma, and then of course the impact of trauma, and then give a couple strategies on how to handle that trauma when we see it in our schools, at home. So just preparing our parents to be that one nurturing adult that the kids need to go from danger to a healing space.
Okay, and give some examples of some of the trauma that you'll be addressing in the workshop.
So we all think of, when we think of trauma, we think of physical, sexual abuse, but divorce is a traumatic experience. But since it happens so frequently, we kind of brush it off. Or we say kids are too young to remember or too young to be affected, when that's not the case.
Absolutely, yeah, exactly. I love it. I think this is absolutely fantastic.
Thank you.
And this is just one of the workshops too, because you guys offer multiple, like you'd mentioned, every time you train your staff.
We have a whole series.
Yeah, a whole series. So give us an idea of some of the other things that people will be able to attend coming up.
So we have everything from understanding and managing behavior, positive discipline that Shay also teaches. We have a whole series on health and safety. So not just first aid skills, but how do you not just baby-proof your home, but keep it truly safe? What are the things you don't think about because you're so busy doing all the things? One of the ones coming up later in March is on talking to kids about race and diversity, which Jason will be here telling us a little more about that later this month as well. And we have another one on how to be sex smart. So talking to your kids about being sex smart, I know. That's starting at birth.
That's very important.
And
then,
oh
my goodness.
Also how to keep your kids safe online. So really everything that you would kind of want to hit, but don't wait until you're already thinking about it. Come and join us. We're friendly. We have a great space
when those moments arrive in life too,
exactly.
right? And there are parents watching going, oh my gosh, I do need to address those things, and I don't know how, but now I know where to go.
Yes.
So yay. So where do they go though to sign up and be a part of this?
Yeah, so it's very simple. If you go to our website, it's makersplacesac.com. It's at the top, it says events, then it's a drop down, it has all the free events we do and some paid events like Parents Night Out that we're launching April 3rd. And so we are doing, it says family workshops. So you click on family workshops, you have to actually RSVP for the workshop and then RSVP for childcare. So there are two separate things. So if you don't need childcare, just do the first one. It prompts you to do the second one if you need that.
But make sure you go and you sign up. So
you have to sign up. We have to have sign-ups 48 hours in advance.
Okay, so, excellent, ladies. Thank you so much.
Thanks
Greatly
so much.
appreciate it.
Appreciate
Such a phenomenal resource. Seriously.
Thank you.
Ah, you're lifting the weight off of so many people's shoulders right now.
That is a goal.
And it's a good one.
Yeah.
This interview involves commercial content. The products and services featured appear as paid advertising.